Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. We are here again at Traub's, our favorite butcher shop, talking to Chad, and he's going to tell us why we need to grill some picanha.
All right, well, what we have is your picanha. And what that is it's a cap of the sirloin, your top sirloin. Top sirloin is at the top of your loin section. So if you think about T-bones and porterhouses or fillets in New York's, that sirloin sits at the top of that. So, and then this is the cap of that. So if you ever had a sirloin steak, you know they're really good, nice and tender. And that's what makes a picanha so good. It always has that great fat cap on the back. So perfect for grilling, smoking, just makes a really good roast.
Awesome. And the open fire cooking we're doing today, that fat cap, we're not going to touch that thing because that's going to protect the meat as it cooks. It's going to cook on that side for about 75–80% of the cook. So looking forward to this.
Yeah, it should be really good. Yeah.
All right, let's get that home and get it on the grill. Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. It is another absolutely beautiful Open Fire Friday, and today we are going to grill some picanha. Picanha, or top sirloin cap, or rump cap, comes from right here on Little Bessie. And it is an absolutely delicious cut of beef. So before we get started on that, we are cooking on a Sunterra Argentine Brasaro grill. So what goes better with picanha than some chimichurri? So the first thing we're going to do is get this going. Now, dear friends, if you watch us before, you know that we prefer red chimichurri, just a little bit different than normal chimichurri. So let's get that going. First of all, I got a quarter cup here. I'm going to half fill that with Al Fragone's chimichurri mix and mix that with Al Fragone's spicy chimichurri mix. Goes into a bowl. So with our quarter cup of chimichurri mix goes a quarter cup of red wine vinegar. I'm going to give that a good mix and then cover it and let it set for about 15 to 20 minutes before we go on to the next steps for this. With this meal, we're also going to have a side and an appetizer. So first, let's get the side together. What I have here is a bag of little red taters. Those I'm going to quarter and chuck into a grilling basket. Using my badass Dal Strong knife. To keep them taters company, I am going to quarter some baby Bella whole mushrooms and add them to the basket. And tomorrow night I'm going to be cooking up a Mexican shrimp dish, and for that dish I need a quarter of a red onion. So the other 3/4 are going into this. Time to switch to the bigger badass Dal Strong knife. And then we're going to cut this into decent sized squares. We just don't want it to fall through our basket. All right, before I seal that up, I'm going to hit it with a good amount of olive oil spray. Now that's ready to go on the grill. Let's go get the picanha and get the main course going. All right, we got our 2 beautiful picanha roasts we got from Traub's Butcher Shop. Let's get these ready to go on the grill. Pretty simple with these. On this side, they have a real nice fat cap. We're not going to do anything to that. That's going to protect the meat when it's sitting on the fire for about an hour. But for the other side, we're going to hit it with some coarse sea salt in the traditional Argentine tradition. And then I'm going to hit it with some of Spiceology's Gaucho Steakhouse seasoning. All right, now I got to get some coals arranged and we'll get them on the fire when we see you next. All right, so I've got my embers arranged now to where I have basically an outline of my grill. I want to have these at the height where I can only hold my hand there for about 10 to 12 seconds before I have to pull it away, which is right where this is right now. So my picanhas are going to go on and they're going to sit there for about an hour. Once the top of the picanhas start to feel warm to the touch and we see a little bit of weepage of liquid, then we'll know it's time to turn them over. We'll cook them for another 10 to 20 minutes, and we will have some perfect medium rare picanha that will blow our minds, and hopefully if you try this, will blow yours too. So before I put those on there, dear friends, if you can't get enough of the Galley of the Sun, worry not. There's places where you can get more. We have a Facebook page. And we have a Patreon page. We would love to have you as a patron of the Galley of the Sun to help fund these crazy adventures. All right, let's get these on. Ah, that sizzle sound when it just hits the grill. Love it. All right, we'll see you again when it's time to finish up our chimichurri and get the veggies on the grill. Our chimichurri mix has been soaking up that red wine vinegar. We're good to go now. Now we're gonna add some diced chipotles and adobo, more of that red part of red chimichurri. Gives it a good smoky flavor. We'll also add in about a tablespoon of smoked paprika. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of minced garlic, and we're gonna add a half cup, so 2 parts of olive oil. We'll mix that up and then we'll let those flavors meld until we're ready to eat it with the steak. As far as the veggies go, I'm gonna go ahead and put them on now. Again, this is to where I can keep my hand about here 10 to 12 seconds. I'm just gonna start softening those up. Now later, I do wanna lower them and get more of a char on them before I go to the next step. So, chimichurri, pretty much made, except I gotta add the garlic. I will do that. It'll be in the recipe down below. And dear friends, as always, all the ingredients, their amounts, and the directions are down below in the description section. Now it's just waiting until it's time to turn those picanhas over. So we'll see you then. Alrighty, the picanha has been on for about 50 minutes or so. Still a little cool to the touch at the top, so it's not time to flip those yet. However, my vegetables have been on the entire time. I've lowered them down lately to get a char on them, so I'm happy on where they are with softness. Now the next step. In my Dutch oven here, I have a giant stick of Kerrygold butter, which is 2 times the size as normal sticks. So, got that in there. Now we're gonna grab our vegetables and dump them in. Carefully, because I don't have shoes on like an idiot, so I don't wanna drop these on my feet. We'll give them a good drizzle of olive oil. We'll add about a tablespoon of coarse sea salt, and then about a tablespoon of Spiceology's cowboy butter. We'll get all that stirred up. And then that's all going back on the grill. All right, we'll see again when it's time for the picanha flip. All right, so I didn't get the flip on film, but you saw the result there. So now we're going to get this puppy carved up.
Are you serious?
It's not a puppy. It's a cow, just like Bessie I showed you earlier.
Enough talk. Let's get on with it.
All right, so grain's going this way, so we want to cut against it. So here we go. Mm-hmm. All right, we got the director out here to give us some judgment. Lesson learned. Some kind of finishing salt. This is Applewood Smoked, Noble brand. Absolutely incredible. It makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference.
Okay.
It makes a huge difference. So here's the director to tell us if we made a huge difference.
What's in your bowl?
Oh, chimichurri.
Jeez, you were gonna not let me have the good stuff?
Well, I wanted you to try it without the chimichurri first in case the chimichurri overpowered it. How did we do?
Very good. Love the flavor. I
Good
like it a
deal.
lot.
Tender,
Very tender. Able to cut it with a fork,
like my feelings.
probably.
Okay. and the vegetables. Cooked with the smallest amount of butter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hot.
Me or the vegetables?
Mm-hmm. Mm. Love it. Very good flavor.
All right, there you go. Hey, Picanha, you want to give it a shot. So thank you so much for joining us today. And until we see you next time, this camera over here, this one, that one.
I
Fair,
wanna eat.
fair winds and falling seas.